Welcome to this premium note. Think of this as your global masterclass, a real-world mentorship session designed to completely flip the script on your digital footprint. I mean, imagine waking up to realize that every single search you've ever made, every review you've typed out, every little interaction online has quietly generated an absolute fortune. But, well, right now, almost none of that wealth actually belongs to you. Today, we're going to change that. I'm here to guide you through making the leap from just being a passive data generator to becoming an active, earning participant in the Web3 data economy. So let's really dive into this. You generate valuable digital data every single day. I mean, our entire modern world practically runs on this stuff. Yet for the past 2 decades or so, centralized tech corporations have been the ones quietly turning your digital footprint into their most valuable commodity. They scoop up your information, lock it down in proprietary databases, and cash in to the tune of billions. Basically, you're producing the raw material, and they're capturing all the profit margin. How are they getting away with this? And more importantly, how do we flip the switch and reroute that value right back to you? Let's look at the roadmap. Here's the syllabus for our mentorship session today. We'll be hitting 6 key milestones. First, the Great Value Leak. Second, the Sovereign Information Economy. Third, Decentralized Data Architects. Fourth, how Web3 markets work. Fifth, monetizing verifiable AI data. And finally, number 6, building your future. Okay, jumping right into part 1, the Great Value Leak. To fix this broken system, we first need to understand the structural problem of the current internet, a system that was literally built from the ground up to siphon away your potential wealth. We're in the middle of a massive paradigm shift. In the traditional centralized data silo model, your information gets passed through this giant maze of middlemen, cloud providers, data brokers, analytics firms, before it ever reaches the end consumer. And here's the kicker. Every single one of those intermediaries takes a cut. They extract a piece of your revenue. That right there is the value leak. But when we shift over to a Web3 data marketplace, we tear down those closed silos entirely. We swap out that extractive, greedy middle layer for smart contracts, open protocols, and token-based payment rails. Because of this structural upgrade, when your data is used, you capture the value directly. No middlemen, no leaks. Which brings us perfectly to part 2. Sovereign Information Economy. We're stepping into a completely new era where data isn't just something passively harvested by tech giants anymore. It's evolving into an independently owned, programmable, sovereign asset. There's this great saying from the Ocean Protocol white paper: your keys, your data. Not your keys, not your data. It absolutely hits the nail on the head. You see, true ownership requires cryptographic verification. Just like in decentralized finance, where holding the private keys means you actually own your crypto, the sovereign information economy hands the keys to your data right back to you. You get verifiable, programmable control over your own info. We are completely replacing weak contractual promises with hard, undeniable mathematical proof. Moving on to part 3, Decentralized Data Architects. This technological shift isn't just a cool concept. It's actively creating an entirely new, highly lucrative profession for builders, developers, and startup founders. Enter the Decentralized Data Architect. If you're building in the space, your job isn't just to scrape data and dump it onto a server somewhere, not at all. Your true mission is to engineer systems where trust is mathematically verifiable and where the origin of the data is completely undeniable. You're blending cryptography, smart contract design, and token economics to build autonomous digital economies. You take raw, everyday information and transform it into a premium, programmable digital asset. For freelancers and founders, this is where the real opportunity opens up. But, what does this actually look like under the hood? Let's break down the mechanics. Here in part 4, how Web3 markets work. Let's get into the blueprints and see exactly how this technical architecture functions out in the wild. Take a look at how value flows in this new model. A front-end marketplace connects flawlessly to a decentralized backend on a network like Ethereum. So when someone buys a dataset, the smart contract steps in and guarantees that the purchase fees completely bypass those traditional corporate middlemen. Instead, that revenue is routed instantly and directly to you, the data seller. Sure, there are tiny transparent fees that go to liquidity providers in the market ecosystem, but otherwise, it's a clean, trustless exchange. The money goes where it belongs. And to make this seamless peer-to-peer exchange a reality, we rely on specialized cryptographic tools to lock in your copyright and access permissions directly on the blockchain. We are literally tokenizing knowledge. The easiest way to wrap your head around this is with a classic music analogy. Think of data NFTs as the original master tapes of your intellectual property. They prove the absolute base copyright of your data. Data tokens, on the flip side, are kind of like the CDs you'd sell to your fans. They're fungible tokens that you mint and distribute to grant buyers a specific license so they can access your data service. Basically, you hold on to the master tape and you sell the CDs. Make sense, right? So, how do you actually pull this off? Here is your step-by-step workflow to get building today. First up, data preparation. You format your dataset and attach some high-quality metadata. Step 2, smart contract configuration. This is where you set your rules, the pricing, the access duration, all your licensing terms. Third, you publish that asset straight onto a decentralized marketplace. And finally, step 4, buyer discovery. Because your data is cryptographically verified, buyers out there can independently search, evaluate, and purchase your data with total confidence. Now, with this system up and running, you're probably wondering, who exactly is buying this, and how do I get paid? That brings us to part 5, monetizing verifiable AI data. Let's talk money. We need to look at who is actually funding this new sovereign information economy.
The buyer landscape right now is just exploding. AI developers are absolutely starving for high-integrity, verified data to train their models. They desperately need to avoid bias and AI hallucinations. We're also seeing huge demand from decentralized autonomous organizations, smart cities, and healthcare researchers who require deep, privacy-preserving insights. But here's the part that is truly mind-blowing. Very soon, autonomous AI agents equipped with their very own crypto wallets are going to be independently negotiating and purchasing your datasets in real time to fuel their own operations. I mean, how cool is that?
So let's talk strategy and see how you can actually generate digital income from this. You're definitely not limited to just selling a static dataset one single time. As a decentralized data architect, you can build a really robust freelance or startup income using flexible economic models. You could set up subscription access, charging recurring fees for continuous, real-time data feeds. Or try a pay-per-query model, where buyers only pay for the specific analytical insights they extract. You can even bake in automated royalties. Imagine smart contracts instantly dropping a percentage into your wallet every single time your data gets used downstream. We can push this even further with something called the reverse data monetization concept. Instead of just slapping a fixed price tag on your data up front, this advanced setup allows for post-acquisition compensation. Basically, the value of your data is continuously monitored by smart contracts over time. Let's say your dataset ends up saving a manufacturing plant millions of dollars through predictive maintenance. Under this model, you automatically get paid out a dynamic share of that ongoing success. The tech is here, the buyers are hungry, and the business models are ready to go. So, what's the final piece of the puzzle? Welcome to part 6, building your future. We've tackled the structural problems, we've broken down the technology, and we've mapped out the monetization strategies. Now let's focus on you and how you transition from being a passive internet user to a proactive wealth builder. I really want you to take practical action on this today. Start small. Find a niche dataset you already know inside and out. Maybe it's industry insights, some specialized research you've done, or even local environmental data. Go poke around a decentralized marketplace like Ocean Protocol just to see how these assets are listed. Get a feel for those basic smart contract parameters. And then take the leap. Tokenize your first knowledge asset. That right there is your very first definitive step toward digital sovereignty and freelancing your own expertise. I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought for our note today. The massive shift away from those old corporate data silos toward decentralized, verifiable truth is happening right now as we speak. The tools you need to capture your own value, to command a premium for authentic data, and to build a scalable digital income, they are finally in your hands. The next era of the internet is being built on truth. So the only question left for you is, what are you going to build first?